What if I told you that one of the most fun electric cars in Europe just got a massive upgrade and almost nobody is covering it? Not Tesla, not BMW, not even Porsche. It's CUPRA, a brand that didn't even exist 7 years ago, and right now, in 2026, they are outselling their own parent company Seat by over 70,000 cars a year. Let that sink in for a second. The car I'm talking about is the 2026 CUPRA Born Facelift, officially revealed on March 5th, 2026, fresh off the press. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're gonna understand exactly why this car matters, so stick around, because this one surprised even me. Before we get into it, if you're into EVs, performance cars, or just cool tech, hit that subscribe button right now. We cover cars like this every week, stuff the mainstream channels sleep on. And drop a comment below. Do you think CUPRA is the most underrated brand in the game right now? I genuinely want to know what you think. Alright, let's talk about this car. First, a little context, because CUPRA's story is actually insane. CUPRA started in 2018. It was supposed to be Seat's sporty sub-brand. Kind of like how AMG is to Mercedes or M is to BMW. But something unexpected happened. CUPRA took off fast. By 2025, CUPRA had sold over 328,000 units in a single year, a 32.5% increase year over year. Meanwhile, Seat, the company CUPRA was supposed to serve, got left in the dust. At this point, the student has very much surpassed the teacher. And the Born is the car that started the electric chapter of that story. First launched in 2021, it was CUPRA's first ever fully electric production vehicle. And now, 5 years later, they've given it the biggest update of its life. Let's start with what you see first, the looks. And honestly, they nailed it. The 2026 Born gets CUPRA's latest design language, and the most obvious change is right up front, brand new triangular matrix LED headlights. I know that sounds like marketing speak, but look at this thing. Those sharp angular lights give the car a completely different character, more aggressive, more modern, more CUPRA. The front bumper has been completely redesigned to lower, wider looking, with revised air intakes and aerodynamic detailing that actually does something beyond looking good. The car also grew slightly 12mm longer to be exact, now sitting at 4.34 meters. It's a small change, but combined with the wider tires on higher trims, it makes the stance feel noticeably more planted. Now go around to the back, and this is where it gets really interesting. The rear gets matching triangular taillights connected by a full-width light strip across the tailgate. And right in the center, an illuminated 3D CUPRA logo that glows. Look, I know every brand is doing illuminated logos right now, but this one actually looks premium. It doesn't feel like an afterthought. My honest take on the exterior, it went from pretty cool to genuinely exciting. The original Born looked good, but played it safe. This new version has personality. It looks like a car that wants to be driven. Now let's get inside, and this is where CUPRA has made some really smart decisions. The biggest interior story? They killed the touch-sensitive steering wheel controls. Gone. Done. Replaced with actual physical buttons. If you owned or drove the original Born, you know how frustrating those haptic controls were. Cold day, driving gloves, slightly sweaty fingers, forget it. They just didn't work reliably. CUPRA heard the complaints, and they fixed it. That alone is a win. The digital driver display has been completely upgraded from a tiny 5.3-inch screen to a proper 10.25-inch digital instrument cluster. And the central infotainment screen, now 12.9 inches, up from 12. It runs the latest software with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, over-the-air update capability, and a significantly improved interface. But the tech doesn't stop there. Higher trims get an augmented reality head-up display, one of the coolest features on any car in this segment. It projects navigation and speed info onto the windshield in a way that actually feels futuristic rather than gimmicky. The sound system has been upgraded to a Sennheiser contrabass setup, and if you know audio gear, you know Sennheiser doesn't mess around. Materials inside include the copper accents, a CUPRA signature touch alongside sustainable recycled materials. New door panels, new ambient LED lighting in 6 colors, sports seats with integrated headrests and heating on higher trims. The cockpit feel is strong, high center console, wraparound dashboard, everything angled toward the driver. Is the interior perfect? No. But for a mid-cycle facelift, this is a genuinely impressive upgrade. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where the Born gets serious. The 2026 lineup comes in 3 configurations. The Born Plus is the entry-level trim 58 kWh battery, 140 kilowatts, which is around 188 horsepower. Rear-wheel drive, a good everyday EV. The Born is the mid-spec. Steps up to a 79 kWh battery with 170 kilowatts and 228 horsepower. 0 to 100 km per hour in 7.1 seconds. WLTP range of approximately 600 kilometers. That is properly competitive. And then there's the one everyone's gonna want, the Born VZ, 240 kilowatts, 326 horsepower, 545 Newton meters of torque, 0 to 100 inches, 5.7 seconds. Top speed of 200 km per hour, that's a full 40 km per hour faster than the standard Born's electronically limited top speed. Rear-wheel drive, wide tires, launch control, regenerative braking paddles on the steering wheel. This is an electric hot hatch, a proper one. Charging-wise, the Born supports up to 185 kilowatt DC fast charging. That means a 10 to 80% charge in under 30 minutes. For home charging, a 7 kilowatt wall box gets you a full charge overnight. Production starts in Zwickau, Germany in the second quarter of 2026. Deliveries begin summer 2026. Pricing in Europe starts at approximately 35,000 euros for the entry Born Plus, rising to around 47,000 to 50,000 euros for a fully loaded Born VZ. For what you get, the tech, the performance, the design that is genuinely competitive against the Hyundai Ioniq 5, the Kia EV6 and even entry-level Porsche Taycan territory. Quick question for you, and I genuinely read every comment. Would you buy the Born VZ over a hot hatch like the Golf R or a Hyundai N? Let me know below. The comparison is more relevant than you might think, and I might do a full head-to-head video based on your responses. And if you found this breakdown useful, a like really does help the channel. It takes 2 seconds and it means I can keep making these. So, is the 2026 CUPRA Born the best compact electric car you can buy right now? Honestly, it might be. CUPRA took a car that was already good, genuinely good, and addressed its weaknesses almost surgically. Better screens, physical buttons, more range, more power at the top end, sharper looks, smarter tech. What they didn't do is reinvent the wheel. And that's actually a compliment. When something works, you refine it. You don't blow it up. And CUPRA understood that. The Born VZ, in particular, is the version that excites me most. 326 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, 600 kilometers of range, sub 6 second, 0 to 100, all in a compact hatchback you could use every single day. That's a special combination. CUPRA went from a marketing concept to a legitimate car brand in less than a decade. And with the 2026 Born, they've proven they're not slowing down. This is a car worth your attention. I'll see you in the next one.